All right, there's a little bit of feedback.
Um, Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the final of the 2022 Kellner Cup. I'm Barney Tanfield. Here with me, Mr. Morris Clothier. Mr. Clothier, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Barney. How are you?
Good. Big day in squash. Just a few blocks away down at the TOC. Heard you were just down there.
That's right. There was a women's leadership event. Great turnout. Tim Wyant's mother, Peg, was being honored. It was a really nice event.
Fantastic. We're the epicenter of the squash world right now, so good to know. Um, Now, Mr. Clothier, you've seen quite a few of these Clothier Cups. Can you give us a little bit of history?
Yeah, I think it's called the Kellner Cup.
Sorry, the Kellner Cup, in
Yeah,
fact.
yeah. I've pretty much seen all of the finals. The tournament started in 2000, just after Gary Waite formed the ISDA tour, and so there have been some great matches, great finals. I'm expecting this to be another one. Um, so just to provide a little bit of a history, Gary and Damian Mudge won 6 of the first 7 events. Uh, the only one they lost, which was a very memorable match, was to Blair Hoyler and Clive Leach. In that time period, Gary and Damian were almost unbeatable, and Blair and Clive really played the match of their lives. Uh, and then the event after that went biennial, and of course Gary and Damian ended up splitting up, and that created a bunch of other pairings that were also very competitive, which included Ben Gould and Paul Price and Victor Berg, and probably, or at least one of the best matches I ever saw in double squash was a match between Ben and Paul against Damien and Victor in 2008, which went the full 5 games, and everything was on the line for the match. Season-ending #1, and they had split their matches over the course of the year, or maybe even 2. But really an epic match that was really, really high quality.
Yeah, I think safe to say this is maybe the biggest event in double squash in this day and age. Obviously, you've got a few big ones now, but Kellner Cup really set the stage for the growth of the SDA Tour and the modern game of double squash. And looking through the record of champions, you're really a lot of guys circling this one at the top of the game, right?
It it would definitely be the Kellner Cup and the North American Open in terms of events that are played annually or biennially. The World Doubles, of course, is a significant title, but that's got a different format than the tour events. But uh, and the and then of course there's also the Briggs Cup, which is a very important tournament as well. So those 3 really are the biggest.
Fantastic. Now, you've seen these guys play a lot. You played against these guys quite a lot. I don't know if a lot of guys out there know, but Mr. Clothier still holds a mean game on the right wall there. But what do you see the keys to success here for Monic and Callis?
So, look, Monic is going to be the most dynamic player on the court. So the question is, how will he be able to impose his game sort of as the points develop? My guess is we're going to see a fair amount of balls go down the middle of the court. So I actually think Monic's backhand in this match is going to be meaningful for the outcome and the shot selection he has off his backhand. For Chris, he's got to be steady. He's got to be athletic, which he is. Chris is he'll probably be the best athlete on the court. He's he's going to have to maintain his position against Scott, who's going to want to try to play in front of him a lot.
Fantastic. Well, gallery's starting to fill up. We've got Sam Khalifa about to join us for the first game. I think you'll be keen to establish your real estate claim at the front of that gallery. Thank you for coming in with us.
Great. Thanks a lot, Barney. One, I guess, additional comment I'd like to make. It's really nice to see that at the Racket Club court that 3 of the 4 finalists are representing the club. It's a nice thing to be able to have.
Absolutely.
So
great doing on your part, I'd say.
all right. Well, thanks a lot. That was good.
So we've got the racket spin here. Couple big lefties on the left wall here, Monica and James. Susie Pierpont, our ref. See if she's got some instructions for the players. So best 3 out of 5 here. Coming into Callis. Good heat from Chris Callis there in the first point. Joining me, very lucky to have Sam Khalifa. Sam, how you doing today?
Hey, Barney, how's it going?
Very well, very well. Glad to have you.
It's going to be a really exciting match.
Sam, you've had a lot of experience with the guys on court. What do you see as the key for each of these teams winning today?
Yeah, so I think it's clear that Manic and Callis are going to be focused on bringing the pace, the heat, and it's just going to be Stout Arnold having to absorb at least at first until they neutralize both players, and then they can start adding their shots and playing their game. So I think they want to be focused on dictating their actual style of play instead of just falling right into Manix and Callis.
Yeah, both these guys really like to light it up, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's already heated, as you can see. It's down.
Sam, you've been playing a lot of doubles recently. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It's an incredibly addicting game, to say the least.
You recently come up against Monica and Callis a couple times, with some success, in fact.
Unfortunately, I played them 3 times so far. We played them in Boston, and then at this event in Kellner, and then the finals of the Tavern.
Not many holes in their game, is there?
No, the pace is just super tricky to sort of tame down. Definitely super team. I'd be curious to see how James does on the left with Manic and how he plans on control the pace.
Mr. Clothier was in earlier. Thought that, a lot of teams have tried to exploit the middle of the court. Trying to find the backhands of both Callis and Monic. So we'll see how much a theme that will be. I'm sure it will be to some extent.
Yep, absolutely. And it's super interesting. I mean, there's not one backhand. I mean, there are, two lefties on the left and four hands on the right. So that's going to be, my prediction is going to be 3-2 to Manic and Callis.
Yeah, I think, with the Vegas line, probably leaning toward Monic and Callis. James and Scott are a pretty new team, but certainly Callis and Monic have won just about everything under the sun multiple times and
Yep.
really done it with style. So
Yeah, super impressive. I think James is doing really well taking up. That's a great shot.
that was a great shot. 6-3, Callis Mathur.
Yeah, exactly as you said. They're already aiming for the backhand, the middle of the court. We're seeing a lot of balls being hit there, which is clever.
Now you've, in addition to your SDA play, you just played a pretty big doubles match down at Grand Central, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We played an exhibition match for the TOC Tournaments of Champions. It was me, Rami Ashur, versus Peter Nichol and his partner Jamal.
Pretty elite foursome there, you'd say. They play much of that softball doubles in Egypt.
Softball doubles, yeah, actually a good amount, but it was definitely easier being on that court after playing hardball, that's for sure.
Now, did you ever qualify for that tournament as a singles player? Because I would imagine you would have been right there.
Yeah, I played it in 2017 and 2018 when I was at college. It was definitely a blast, really fun event. John Nemec does an amazing job.
Good court coverage here. Oh, behind the back. What's the over-under on balls broken in this match?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think this specific ball won't last the second game. I think this ball is gone by the second game. 2, maybe 3 balls.
Yep. I'm going with 3.
3? Yeah,
These guys are crunching it.
Yeah.
It's always a bit difficult with doubles. It's very small ball, big court. But this ball's traveling unbelievably quickly. Great shot from Monic. Great cover from James.
That's a great shot by Callis.
Yeah, absolutely. Off the volley, no less.
Yeah. When his confidence builds up, he finds that front left nick pretty easily, whether directly with a cross-court nick or a boast. It's really impressive. That's a great shot.
Yeah. Callis, one of the numerous great Philadelphians here in New York. Mr. Clothier being another one. Alex Dominic.
It's a lead ball.
It's a good lap. Which camera do you like? Do you like this front one?
I prefer the back one, actually.
Like the center high one?
Yeah, just to be able to see how tight the ball actually, and I think it's a better view for the angles. Yeah, that one.
Whoa. Kind of interesting. It'll be, I think at some stage, Scott and James have to go for it a bit.
I agree.
Like you said, Monica and Callis being pretty big front runners here, and it's hard to imagine that they're going to be out attritioned or simply blasted off the court. So I don't think we've seen a ton of creativity quite yet, but if this is indeed going to go the way of Stout and Arnold, then that's a great shot from
That's a
Monik.
great shot by Manek.
They're gonna have to shoot a bit successfully.
Yeah, it seems like they're using the first game just to sort of settle in, get the nerves out of the way, and then we'll see how that rolls. It's an unforced error by Callis.
5-10 here. Callis and Matt their lead. Pretty atypical error from James there.
Yeah, he's going to have to limit those as much as he can.
It's tough. I mean, certainly over the last, 5-6 years, I think Monik has been the guy on the tour, and it's a lot of pressure going up against him.
Absolutely.
And Callis is Mr. Steady, who can catch fire too, so very dangerous combo. Massive thank you to the Kellner family and all the other patrons who made this possible. We're very lucky to get this kind of event. It's been a very rough few years for the SDA and double squash, and New York has had a number of great events. I know the Johnson and the NAO's coming up, and probably missed a few Oxford in there, but it's great to see double squash coming alive again. (7-11), not completely out of it yet.
Starting to close the gap slowly.
So what do you find transitions well between your singles and now doubles? It's a completely different game, obviously, but
Yeah.
what have you found as an elite singles player? How have you migrated to the game? What's been easier? What's been tougher?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, as you said, completely different. That's going to be a lead ball. Definitely going to be a completely different game, but in the end, even though hard ball, I find it a bit more chaotic with all the hitting and moving around. But at the end of the day, you still have to...
Wow.
It's a great shot. You have to be mindful and just thoughtful about where you're hitting the ball and not just going through the swings. So that's one thing that is in common, really, whether it's softball, hardball. Otherwise, I would say it's definitely completely different.
It's a bit of a leap of faith to play that close to someone taking a full swing too, probably.
Yeah, but those guys are incredible athletes. They probably have done it hundreds times. It's a great hold by Manek. He does this so well. The moment he sort of pushes back his arm, you think he's gonna smack it, but then he goes for the short, soft drop. It's very hard.
Yeah. His pace opens that up, definitely.
Unforced error.
I think he does that fake and keeps people in the back of the court, gives them an extra few feet to slot that nick.
100%.
Let call there from Susie Pierpont, who's done a great job since coming to University Club. Lucky to have her as our head ref tonight. She doesn't put up with any nonsense either. Put these guys right in their place. Great to see the positioning from this camera.
Oh, what a beauty. Signature Manek shot, the volley nick.
A little fake from James. First game. It's a good one. I mean, Manek and Callis, very confident there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Stout and Arnold are going to need to start attacking more to take more advantage of these opportunities. Definitely way easier said than done, especially with this pace. So I can definitely feel for them, but...
Yeah, I think they're going to have to imagine what an opportunity looks like. You know, I think that will be the big thing. Sam, thanks for joining us this game. We've got your partner, Kyle Martino, for the second game.
Oh, no.
Keep it up, Sam. Looking
Thanks,
forward
Barney.
to many more years of probably seeing you in this final sometime soon, we hope.
Hopefully. Thank you, Barney.
Do you want to do the second one? Martino was going to do one. But... Scratch that. Even better, maybe. We're very lucky to have Racket and Tennis' own Dylan Patterson. Just getting him set up technically here. There you go. How you doing today, Dylan?
Hey, Barney. Doing great. Thanks for organizing this and keeping this ship afloat this weekend.
So that's going to be our monitor that we're looking.
Lovely.
Dylan, how did you think that first game went there? Was that what you expected more or less, or what are your takeaways?
Not really. I thought that I thought James and Scott would hit the ball up the middle a lot more and play that sort of middle half of the court, playing to Monek's backhand and making Chris and Monek choose from the door who was going to play it off their backhand. But really the first two-thirds of that game was fast-paced, exactly the kind of game that Chris and Monek want to play. And I think that James and Scott changed strategy too late. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start off the second game playing everything in the middle of the court, slowing it down, and seeing if they can kind of, create openings differently. Because if they're just going to hit the ball hard and play traditional double squash, Monic's going to get a lot of good looks. That it's going to be pretty tough to beat these guys.
Yeah, that's what Sam was saying as well. You wouldn't say there's many holes in Callis and Monic's team, but letting them play the bash it from your forehand doesn't seem like that's going to go positively for for Scott and James. It's one of the first few years in long time that we haven't seen you in the draw, Dylan.
Different priorities at the moment, Barney, but I look forward to making a strong comeback in the future.
Dylan, for those who don't know, is battling a nagging hip, which hopefully will get addressed soon because we miss him dearly on court.
Thank you. That's nice of you to say. All I would advise is not to run marathons if you're a squash player. There we go.
Well, there you go. We were saying these guys probably got to take some chances too.
Yeah, I think that James lobbed the ball quite a bit to Callis, which is a smart strategy, but he's got to take some opportunities to put the ball in short.
Oh, funny bounce there.
Yeah.
Those guys will take it.
Now, Barney, are you working the camera angles here?
I am. So what do you like?
Well, I think you're giving the fans a good variety here with some of the bird's eye view and some of the watching from the tin. It's a good selection.
I love the tin personally, but I know not everyone does.
A lot of first-hand experience, huh?
Yes, I live in the tin, for those who don't know. So we had an over-under on balls. I'm saying 3 or more. Where are you on this one? So now we're on 2 here.
This is not a question I expected to be asked tonight. Maybe I should have prepared. I'm going to go with an odd number. I'm going to go with 3. Exactly 3 balls for the match.
Love it. They don't make them like they used to.
I would say the tone of the match is still friendly. Not casual, but it's affable, amicable. They're laughing, they're joking. We haven't seen the next level of intensity that I think we're gonna get to at this point, at some point.
I hope we do get there.
Barney, players like yourself start out with that intensity from the warm up onwards, but these guys are playing themselves into it.
That's all I got.
Do we have a view count? How many thousand are watching this live right now? Just curious.
Let me see here.
We could inflate the numbers a little bit. There we go. Like yourself, start out with that intensity from the
37 watching right now. Is that? Oh, sorry, 3,700. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
On the Upper East Side, 3,700, which
Yeah.
means probably 50,000 nationwide.
We need you to put this on your Instagram, and then that'll help us out. Give us a little cred.
Not many ad dollars flowing into this YouTube feed right now, I think.
2 love. Coming off a broken ball here. What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Callis lacing it. What's
Wow.
Scott's background?
He's Australian. He's been living up in Toronto, as far as I know, for a number of years. Was a fantastic singles player. I'm going to guess somewhere top 30 or top 40 on the singles tour, and has really taken to doubles the last 10 years or so.
Wow.
Hands of God right there.
Gives me confidence. That's my technique. So.
Yep. Absolutely. And him and John Russell have had a lot of success. I believe they've, at times been the top team on the tour.
Is that a double boast from James, more or less?
I believe so, yeah.
4 love,
Oh.
yeah. When did you start playing doubles, Dylan? I know you played professional singles a bit.
I think my first 3 or 4 years was, there you go, Monik, right up the line.
There.
The U.S. switched fully from hardball to softball around 92 or 93. So in the juniors, I played both. I played hardball and softball. And at the Heights Casino, sometimes they'd take you down to the doubles court to do some drills. So I hit a doubles ball in the juniors a couple times.
There's that shot you were talking about, making them decide who's going to play it.
Exactly. Monik's not going to attack as much on the backhand side from the door. So ultimately, it's a numbers game. You want to put him in a position where he's going to attack as infrequently as possible and maybe cough up an error or two.
Good heat from Callis, ripping it by. Great shot. So a little bit of a lead here for Stout and Arnold.
Absolutely. We'll see if they stick to the game plan and control the pace like they're doing right now.
Both these teams had pretty straightforward ascensions into this final.
Yeah. I think they were, obviously played to seeding. And Monik and Callis played quite well to beat Zach Alexander yesterday in the semifinals. I was really impressed how they played.
So obviously this court here, much bigger ceiling than some of the others in this event. The Union and the University. How do you think that affects these two teams? Obviously the style of play, it opens up the higher serve, the higher lob, maybe makes the game look slightly different, but do you think that favors either of these two, or?
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't at least make note of the fact that the University Club did raise their ceiling a number of years ago. So it's it used to be a very, very different complexion playing there. As I think, did Stout just give Monica a little tap there with the ball?
Unsure.
yeah,
Looks like a let. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the highest ceilings that I've ever seen. If you want to slow it down and hit good lobs all day, you can. I think James is going to try to use the height as best as he can, but the ball just gets so hot. It's tough to hit an effective lob, and if it comes off the back wall, it can really be a liability.
That's very interesting. It's atypical from Chris.
Yeah.
You've been in the Tournament of Champions this week, Dylan?
So it started. Well, there were two pre-qualifying singles tournaments that happened last week. Pretty awesome. 16 players, men and women, were playing for one spot in the main draw. So watched a bit of that on the live stream, and then the first round started yesterday. I was out of town at a wedding, but I managed to catch some of the matches, and then I'd be lying, Barney, if I said that I wasn't live streaming during work today, watching Victor Kruin from Harvard play, along with a newly minted, a new U.S. Citizen, Shah Khan, who's the highest ranked American, new U.S. citizen, and they both won their matches. So yeah, we're in day 2 of the Tournament of Champions, and I'm sure when the Kellner Cup finishes, more of attention will go to Grand Central.
It's kind of neat having them both at the same time. You know, Tournament of Champions is usually in January or February or something. But there's a great atmosphere between these two events, and we're so lucky to be just a few blocks away from these incredible events and venues.
Yep. And in the past, we've hosted a bunch of the singles guys to come here and get some practice in between their matches. Monik with an awesome, soft, dead roller to make the score 5-10.
They'd gotten this lead down to 2. It's ballooned back up to 5.
This is the shot. Exactly. You know, make Monik take a backhand from the tee. He's not likely going to shoot.
Gotta love that.
A wry smile from Monik at his good buddy James. So Barney, both you and I have played tournaments with James in the last couple years on different surfaces, and you know, I have my thoughts on what James is like as a thinker out there and as a teammate. But I would love to hear some of your thoughts. You guys have played at the highest level of court tennis together and won some really big matches. What do you think James has it in terms of you know, a partnership, and what he brings to it.
It's a pretty heavy question, and I think it may be a lot different in court tennis than it is double squash. For those who don't know, James is maybe the finest racket sport athlete in the world, being potentially the best rackets player that ever lived, an extremely good doubles player, and an extremely good court tennis player. And on the doubles court tennis side, I wouldn't call him much of a thinker. I think he's just a pure athlete. We joke about it. He's got the worst serve of anyone anywhere near his peer group. He's just got an incredible ability to compete at any level. He's not scared of anyone. He can create angles and offense out of anything, and I quite love playing with him because he encourages me to be myself, which is a hyper-aggressive type. So I have great fun playing with him. We've made a number of U.S. Open semifinals together, well, 2, and are going to be competing again in Tuxedo U.S. Open court tennis later in the month.
Big purse there from what we've read.
Yep, they've done a great job. Tim Chisholm and his committee there. But I think the thing that makes him amazing in these games is all different, which is so crazy. He asserts his ability to read the ball on rackets is what's made him the best. So James got hit in that backswing there. And this lead shrunk back down to 1.
Well, we've been talking about James, Monik, and Chris have stormed back.
I think we've seen a few tins here, which that's got to be part of the equation. I think you've got to go out to these guys. So I don't know why James gone off court. We could speculate. Hopefully, no cut or anything.
Yeah, I think Monik might have nicked him. But the viewership is exploding right now, Barney. You see that?
That's what they call exponential growth in the financial world.
Yeah, 30% since we last checked.
30. Oh, and growing and growing.
Is there a paywall here? Is this free?
Such a great product the STA has. Streaming every one of their tournaments. This is my favorite view here. The lefty's going at it. Great rally. Probably a 100-shot rally at this stage.
Who will be the first to just go for it?
They'll be very happy to win that one.
Yeah. Great rally.
Give a shout out to Preston Quick, who does an amazing job with the SDA Tour. Been in touch with him a lot this week. Preston's out in Colorado, I think, but picks up the phone at all hours and puts a ton of time into this. So shout out to Preston Quick, doing a great job. He's held a number of important positions in the squash industry over the years, himself being a great player. But thanks, Preston. And now a little bit of light here for Stoughton Arnold.
Yeah. 2 tins by Monic.
What do you think of that backhand serve?
I think it's just something different to mix it up. It comes off the sidewall from a different angle. You know, the lob serves are just really to put the ball in play and set yourself up in front of your opponent, and the hard serves are sort of hoping for a nick or catching the sidewall or a racket error. See, that's James's game right there. Lob Chris, make him take it from the door on his backhand, push him back, and then attack the front court.
Great to see what the players are looking at here. Just struck especially by Monic right now on his composure when the opponent's hitting, and his staying on his toes, staying very agile, ready to use his size to his advantage. But
yeah,
that's
patient.
why I love this shot here.
Oh,
And a game ball.
I think that was a mistake, yeah. It's the right shot, though.
In the game.
Yeah. I think the last 5 points that Stoughton Arnold won were on errors, so slowed the pace down, and Monic and Chris couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, I think whatever the case is, you definitely don't want to play that bang, 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 bang game for too long with these guys. They're just too good at it.
Yeah.
And, potentially you're going to get a few more errors out of them if you slow it down, which is what happened, I think, there.
Yeah. Monic didn't hit enough balls during the game. He wants a couple extra practice shots. No, I mean, he's a perfectionist, and he's probably pretty frustrated with those last few points and felt like they had some good opportunities and just missed it. So he'll come out swinging next game.
Gallery's eager to find a beverage at this stage.
Yep. Speaking of which, Barney, this has been a fun game, and I might grab one myself. Rumor has it Kyle the Kid is going to come here for the next game? I think so.
I'm unsure.
Let me check.
Fantastic.
Here's Kyle the Kid.
You go on smoothly?
We got
Sam wants to do he and I.
The two of you. Grab the stool and I'll switch the camera.
All right, we're back. All right, so on the mic, we got some new people taking over. You got Sam Khalifa and Kyle Martino on right now. What's going on, Sam?
What's your prediction, Kyle, for this game?
So this game, I would have had this match going Callis and Monarch, and frankly, I still do. But it's interesting. What you saw in the last one is if you can start pressuring Monarch and Callis and get it to be a little bit of a closer match, they're going to start making some tins. And that's what we saw at the end there quite a bit. You know, Monarch was feeling a little bit tighter, I think. He was going for those cross-court nicks, and they weren't really working for him as much as he had in some of the previous matches.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot by Stout there. Yeah, and I think in the second game, Stout and Arnold did a great job absorbing the pace and sort of taking the momentum out of Callis and Manic.
Yeah, and they started neutralizing Monarch a bit because you just saw the number of balls that were going high above Callis, you know, off the side wall into the middle, or just making Callis play the ball. It was a much higher percent than the first game, I think.
Yep. All right, 1-1. Can go either way. Yeah, you can already see the pace is sort of down in this third game by both teams. Both are more thinking about the placement than actually hitting the ball.
And someone made a comment earlier in the stands. They were saying, to your point, I'm surprised that Arnold isn't shooting as much as he usually is. And I think that's clearly part of the game plan here. They want to be drowning out the point as much as possible. You know how many times has Stout told the two of us, you want to be going for 2-hour-long matches here, and I think that's what their game plan is.
Yeah.
That's on a delay. That's on a delay. That's live.
Unusual error from Stout. Usually it's pretty consistent. Monica's been pretty quick to the front, honestly. Even with the surgery, he's still been on recovery over the last couple of years. He's moving fast to the front.
Yeah, moving very well. Oh,
that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Coming out to a good start here. Yeah, smart shot by Callis.
Clever.
Clever.
Yeah, Stout is doing a great job putting this ball right by the door.
And that right there is where they're going to get some opportunities, right? When you make Callis move up to the front, stretch a little bit.
Yeah, to your point, there you go. Working him up and down the wall. squeezing out these unforced errors.
Because usually he's a brick wall. He's not going to make too many errors. He's going to play the smart ball most of the time. It's when you can start making him feel a little bit more uncomfortable that I think these guys are going to start getting some of their opportunities.
Yeah, definitely super consistent player. Doesn't give a lot of easy errors. Another beautiful shot by Stout. Super high quality, and that's really what they have to produce in order to win these points. Not an easy task.
Not an easy task at all. I mean, and these 4 guys, they got some of the most dangerous rackets out on the entire tour.
Absolutely.
Creating a bit of chaos here. Good get. Oh,
Ouch.
that'll happen. Is that Callus? Where do you take that one?
I think so. Yeah, Callus. I think they're definitely all used to it by now, for better or for worse.
Is this the replay?
Yeah, this is on a delay right here.
You got Barney in the background here. Kicked him out for a game. And we're back live. Yeah, we still got Barney on the controls, moving the camera around. He loves to be involved. Couldn't get enough.
No one wants me at home, so.
Is this the first or second ball that they broke? This is the second ball, right? Yeah.
Did they just break another one?
No, just one so far.
Right now, this is the second one.
Great rally here.
See, there you go. Once you start like cooling Monik down, not letting him see too many balls, he wants to do something with it, and you get some more errors out of him every once in a while. And then he does that.
Definitely heard you there. Yeah, the pace stuff to tame.
Who do you think the crowd is going for here? We got 3 RNT guys, Monik and Callus, and then you got Stout, Pinky, as we like to call him.
I think it's pretty close. I would say maybe more inclined towards Stout and Arnold.
Gotta love the guy, right?
You gotta love the guy.
He's the best. Another error. I gotta say, I really believe that Stout, aside from his hands, he just has one of the best rackets, sport mentalities of anyone that I've ever met. The way he thinks about, not just squash, but all the other, court tennis and rackets as well. You can see he just puts a tremendous amount of thought into all of these various games, and it's pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
And I think that shows when, physicality. I think clearly Monik and Callis are the favorites in that department, but the reason that Stout and Arnold are, even winning right now is because they're just playing a better game and executing a little bit, better on their strategy here.
That's a very clever shot by Stout here, stealing the point. I think this is going to go to 5.
I would agree. I think, yeah, assuming Monik and Callis lose this game, I think the fourth you're going to see another level of pace come out of the two of them. They can really pick it up when they want.
That's a shot. Great shot by Callis. As I was saying earlier, Callis can hit this shot really well. You sort of don't see it coming because you're used to the hard cross-court drive hitting, but then in the middle, they will sneak in a few of those. Very hard to see. Great hold by Stout.
And Stout's been doing a phenomenal job of just, as you said right from the beginning of the game, absorbing the pace and just resetting the point. So, not leaving those balls in the front where they can attack at their leisure.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Despite all this pace, look at Stout's tee position. He's pushing way high up, even though, the ball is flying, but he's still pushing up, absorbing it, which is really bode well for him and Arnold.
So how does this compare to the softball doubles that you had in the exhibition the other night? Which do you prefer?
Definitely a lot harder. Yeah, softball doubles is fun though, but
Uh-oh.
what
Bit of
happened there?
exhaustion there, maybe?
No, I think he caught Arnold with the racket. Nine 7 Stout Arnold.
Yeah, it looks like he might have gotten knocked in the head a little bit on the replay here. Again, that happens, but good shot.
Yeah.
It's nice resetting wild head to the back.
It's actually interesting. Manek has hit very few forehands this game. Credit to Stout and Arnold. They've just been keeping on his backhand all game long.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it comes as no surprise to hear that's the most dangerous weapon on the court right now and virtually in any match. He just hits it at a pace that no one else can.
Cal is starting to up the pace a little bit. Getting a little more intense.
Yeah, sound of the ball getting a little bit harder.
Yeah. As they should, 9-8, big points.
Onto the backhand again, backhand. And then there's an opportunity.
That's where the danger lies.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Can't get in that one open.
Yeah, you can't miss the execution with these two guys because they'll return it right back. That's a great shot.
And they take the lead.
Clutch right there. Clever. Feel that.
What do you think Mannix and Callis' strategy here?
Right here?
Yeah.
Right here, I mean, I think their strategy stays pretty similar for a lot of their matches, honestly. But I think that to me it seems pretty clear that they're picking on James a little bit. You know, getting it hard into the side wall, particularly from Callis's forehand, and trying to see what opens up. He's been doing a really good job at kind of neutralizing that, not letting them get too many opportunities off of his forehand. But I think we're gonna keep seeing, you know, that, and also those balls down the middle, same as what Callis and Monik have been doing, or I mean what they've been doing to Callis and Monik. Just, you know, you got 4 forehands on the court right now.
It's a great shot by Stout. He's hit this shot, I think, 5 or 6 times so far this game. Really well played.
Oh,
Really good shot.
went through the legs of 3 people to get there.
Yeah, it's good. Really high quality squash.
I think Susie's nervous as the center ref there. Susie P, our girl.
She's doing a great job, but I think anyone would be different in this situation. Tough match.
Oh yeah, great job from Scott. Which way you have this game going?
I think Stout are not going to win this one.
I would agree.
I think they've found their way, sort of now are dictating the game, their mechanic style, and they have the confidence, but, you know, anything can happen in the doubles.
Assuming they do win, oops. It's the second time that James seems to maybe have taken a shot. Yeah, get on the replay there. You guys couldn't see it live, but Mock on the backswing clipped James somewhere in the head. Not too bad, but
I think it goes without saying, but at this level of squash, when it's this close, it's rare to see any unforced errors. I think all 4 players are going to be very cautious and just thoughtful about their shot selections. All very experienced. And there you go.
yeah. Someone's gonna get impatient eventually, and that's what they're playing to.
Yep. And I think Manic is right there. Throwing him off a little bit.
You're 0 for 1 on calls. Also, what do we know? We lost them 5-5 and 4.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oop.
Another unforced error. Although was hit with a high pace, hard shot to execute off of this angle. 12-11.
Great pickup.
Another great pickup.
We have some fans calling in. Views saying hello to everyone that's watching right now. He wanted a shout out. He's moving up in the ranks. Where does he at now?
I think is at number 9.
Number
right now.
9.
Yeah.
Breaking top 10 for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Super
Busey.
impressive, talented player.
What a guy.
What a guy. Doesn't get more exciting than this. 12-all in the third.
Little sweat clean up here. Confirmed. Buse is in fact number 9, moving up from 10 in April. Yeah, as of today, this match officially is the top 4 players on court in the rankings. You don't always see that, but the quality of the match speaks for itself, I think. Monik coming back from 6th after, I think, sitting a couple of matches out, now in 3rd as of May.
This is a good angle to see all players positioned on the court. Yeah, James is definitely seeing a lot more balls, but he's doing a great job controlling the pace, lobbing it over Callis, and sort of resetting the rally.
Oh, that's a good spot by Callis. Everyone apologizes, but that's the shot you're going for all day long. Nothing feels better than when you actually clip the guy off the front wall.
I think I still have Stout Arnold for this game. What do you think, Kyle?
It's doubles is a game of momentum. I think I agree with you, but
That's a good lob.
and then yeah, as soon as you give Monik that forehand overhead, he's so dangerous. He can do just about whatever he wants.
And the thing is, even Stout hits that shot, but Manik hits it with such high pace that even if it misses the neck, it's still...
You're still reacting to it.
Yeah. James adding pressure, pressing forwards as he should.
Oh, flying backhand volley drop from Monik. Ooh.
Wow. Staying in it,
Oh.
that's going to be...
It could go. It's a tough position that we
Yeah.
have to see here.
I think we need the other angle to see if it's
I
a
think
stroke
I
or
would
what.
call that a stroke, but all right, we got Barney on the tech here.
Let's see.
Fine, yeah. Oh. So they did call it a stroke.
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah, it's a loose shot
Oh,
by
good
James.
get. Oh,
That's going to be a stroke.
I think that's a stroke too.
Yeah. But
Monik's lying down in the front. We couldn't see him on the video here, but
tough call for the referee to make.
Susie's P got us in the bag. Oh, and it is a stroke.
13-all.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the situation, he basically could have hit it to any part of the back, and it's going to be a winner. So it's a safety call that will convert into a stroke pretty much 10 times out of 10.
Well done, Suze.
Well done, Suze. You can. We're applauding you. You can hear this when you watch it back later tonight. See your faults.
14-all.
The other two on the line are Johnny Smith and Matt Henderson. Johnny just had arm surgery today, unfortunately.
Oh,
Or not today, but this week.
that's pretty unusual.
We'll pull it out. That's a great game.
2-1 Arnold and Stout. Great game. Getting back here for the fourth game. I think Manic and Callis are going to need to continue sort of forcing their game and maintaining the pressure to try and break down James specifically, who's done a great job absorbing all the pace and creating winning shots off of small opportunities.
So we just ended that last game with an uncharacteristic error from Callis. And then there was another.
Yeah, need to completely avoid this at this stage from Manic and Callis.
So we had a question from the crowd. Who had won the prior Kellner? Pulling that up now.
Signature Callis reverse. Really clever shot by Arnold here.
So the last time this event was held, back in 2019, John Russell and Scott Arnold, our current competitor here, outplayed Chris Callis and Robin Clark, which is kind of funny because Robin Clark and Scott have teamed up for quite a few matches in the past, if I'm remembering correctly. And then years prior to that, we've had, you know, the usual suspects, Monica Mather and Damien, and then Damien and Gould, Paul and Gould, Damien and Victor Berg, and then Gary Waite and Damien seem to have been taking it back for a number of years. 2006, it looks like from 2006 to 2001, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, that's 3 unforced errors so far in a row. There's the fourth.
And as we're getting closer towards the end here, want to make sure to thank you know, George Kellner and all the patrons of the event. It's been a spectacular event, and you know, the RT staff and the staff at all the other clubs, the union, university, they all make this happen. It's spectacular to see such a widely attended event in the city. So big thanks to everyone that participates.
It's a great spot.
a good pickup. You know, sometimes people think that the shot off the back wall is not a great shot, but if you can actually pull that lob up and have it tight to the side wall, it works surprisingly well often.
Kyle, who do you think is the second hardest hitter on the SDA?
On the
Obviously,
tour?
number one, probably consensus mine.
We've got, I think it's pretty clearly Pilly. If he's not the number one, honestly, I think Callis and Campilli are probably the two pretty clear winners in that realm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Probably Jim Bamber, probably right.
Don't give him that. No, but actually Josh Hughes hits quite a hard ball.
Josh does, yeah.
Who else? I'm missing a pretty easy one here. Let's go to the list of players.
Oh, that's a great shot by Stout. Reverse hitting. Don't see it coming.
Getting deeper down in the list, but Omar El Kashef. He hasn't played in a few tournaments, but he hits a hard ball.
Yeah, I've never seen him play, but that's what I've heard from a lot of people as well.
He puts some pace on that thing. Susie Pierpont,
Susie
rips it.
It's going to be a let ball.
Colin West. He hasn't played in quite as many tournaments this year, but he hits the ball, and we also missed Will Hardigan further up in the rankings. Yeah, some hard hitters for sure. And then Mike Ferrer, let's not forget him. I think he would be a little upset if we didn't give him a shout out. I'm sure he's watching too.
What's up, Michael? The pace is picked up here. The riskier shots are sort of gunned down at this stage. It's 7-6 in the fourth. I think everyone is playing a bit more cautiously.
One hard hitter we forgot is Rob Ditterman. He really smokes that thing.
Yeah, tough angle.
It's a good, yeah. I mean, those wide angles into the body, they work well. Even against a top player like Callis, you're getting a mistake every once in a while.
Yeah, very clever shot by Stout.
And an error from Arnold. He had the opportunity, but just execution there.
Definitely the right shot, but it's unfortunate.
That's a good pace. Good pace, good spot. A tough one to get back. Not a lot James could do there.
Clever shot here by Stout.
It's going to be a lead, I think.
I think it's an Olet.
Stroke. Wait, what did they call it?
I'm not sure. I think they went.
So
for
it is a
Olet.
lead.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Manic was there from this other angle.
Sometimes it's tricky because the certain times the player will play the player or the opposing player as opposed to the ball, and it looks like it's a stroke when in reality the ball is on a different path. But I think that was one where he was getting it regardless, so I think that was the right call.
See here, Stout is taking the lead, starting to shoot the ball,
Good
going
pick
for
up there.
shots. Again. Very smart player.
I mean, this would be a great win for the tour, just to show that pace isn't really the entire game, right? It's about playing the right balls, playing a good strategy, and you can win even if you're not the hardest hitters on the court.
Honestly, I think the audience wants this to go to 5. They don't want this to be over.
The audience loves the behind-the-back shots. They can't get enough of it.
That's your shot, Kyle.
Oh yeah, it's because I don't move my feet well enough.
That's a great get.
No lack of communication there. And I think that's another aspect of the game that's not considered quite as much is when you've been playing with the same partner for that's a great one there. But to finish that thought, when you've been playing with the same partner for numerous tournaments in a row, you start to understand the movement patterns between the two of you much more clearly than you would with a new partner, and it helps quite a bit, which clearly Callis and Monica have played hundreds of matches together, I'm sure. Just like us, Sam, right?
No.
We're getting there. Dozens, not quite. That's a great call.
So if you're 2-1 down and 10-9 in the fourth, what are you thinking?
If I'm Monica and Callis, I'm thinking, at what point is my arm going to fall off and how hard can I hit the ball? But
Aside from that,
I don't know. I mean, as we've been saying, Stout and Arnold have just been playing an exceptionally steady game. They're not really giving up any opportunities, just good execution, finding their length, not leaving open shots for Monaco and Callis to take advantage of. And you have to do that, right? You have to find a way to, put someone in the back, make them chip up a shot, and hope for an opening. And they did that well on that point. But you have to keep trying to do that, and it's tough. What do you think?
No, I agree. Callis has been hitting this shot exceptionally well the last few tournaments I've watched him play.
I mean, the way I think about it is doubles is kind of a game of being able to control the chaos but create chaos, and whoever can do that better is gonna, more often than not, be the victors. And that's why Callis and Monarch are so good, because they can do that on a whim. Oh, someone just got knocked in the head, it seems, yet again. Barney's our eagle eye over here. Oh, great shot.
Making a comeback here. Equalize it's 11-all, huge point.
Simple light. Uses the same swing he does for a cross court, and just uses the same swing to put it down. Super hard to see. That's the right shot. Seeing some excitement out of Monarch. You don't actually see that very often. on that behind the back shot. It's not the safest ball to play, but sometimes you have to do it just because you're not going to get a lead otherwise. That's a great spot.
And I think that's what they've been avoiding so far. Don't want to give it to Arnold.
Because yeah, he can put some pace in the ball in a way that Stout can't, or chooses not to maybe, but probably can't. He's weak. Look at that frail body of his. Oh, tight. Oh. Big point. My money's in Callis right now. Ooh, good hands. Oh, James. And an uncharacteristic one at that.
Yeah, he's not happy. You know, he's not happy with this miss.
Not the wrong shot. We're going to 5.
Stout into a fifth game.
Couldn't ask for anything better than this, right?
Highly entertaining squash. just joining us here, it's 2-all games. Very exciting match so far.
All right, Sam, who do you like?
I think I'm going to go Stout Arnold here. How about you?
No, my heart pulls me one way. My brain pulls me another.
What does your brain say?
My brain says Monarch and Callus, unfortunately. We need to see some losses out of them, but I don't know if we're going to get it right now.
Barney's prediction was correct. They're now on to ball number 3.
You got hard hitters like these. Not unexpected. I saw James downstairs give him a few words of encouragement, and he goes, "Get upstairs. Expletive you, Kyle."
No, I saw him walk away from you. I don't think that happened.
So did they break the ball, or did they choose to get another one? They must have chosen to get a new one.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which makes sense. All right, we're into the 5th game. Did you already say who you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Stout Arnold for this one.
Interesting. $20.
It's on. Yeah, I think they had the lead last game. I think they could have closed it. You know, all credit to Manic and Callis. You know, they sort of played smart squash, forcing unforced errors from Stout.
Stout changed up the headband, no longer pinky.
That can be good.
Oh wait, maybe he is still pinky. Can't tell.
Alright, what's the starting 5th game going in? What are you looking to do? What are you looking to avoid?
I mean, 5th game, end of the tournament. Fatigue possibly coming into play. That was a tremendous shot from Callis right there. Just flattening it in the neck. You know, I don't know that the strategy necessarily changes too much for these guys from the 5th. I mean, versus the prior 4 games. I think they're still kind of trying to do the same thing, which you just saw them benefit from here, which is put it on the backhand, try to change it up to where they're going, slow it down, speed it back up again, and play for some errors. But I think it's more just about the execution than it is really the strategy itself. But what do you think?
No, I certainly agree with that. I think composure here is huge. Obviously, having the guts to go for the openings as he would on game one.
I mean, and all four of these guys, they're, you know, not newcomers to the finals. They know how to compose themselves when it gets down to the bitter end.
Yeah.
And Stout in particular, and numerous. Oh, there's a what? That's just the one that we can't get harmonic there. He's lethal, as we've seen.
It's really good to see him back after the injury, playing back incredible squash, bringing back the excitement to the game.
Yeah, I think it was Callis who said out in Cleveland, where they played and won the event together against us in the finals, they gave us a similar beatdown. That Callis was excited to see Monik actually coming out and playing his best squash, and I think he really did there, and I think he's been only improving upon that, if anything, in the past couple of weeks. And then they're going to be teaming up together again in the NAO in a couple of weeks.
Setting the point here, using the height.
That's a clever shot. Susie coming in with some authority here.
Picking up the pace again. That's an unfortunate error.
I don't know that that's the strategy for those guys right now. I was a little eager. I mean, you'll notice that when Stout's putting in the pace onto Callis's forehand, it's hard, but it's not the same. It's not the same as what Monik and Callis are doing to Scott and James. Just a little bit slower. I don't know that he meant to do that. I think it was something. I don't know what it was, but maybe he did. James Stout, you never know.
By James.
Monik asking for 2. I don't think he's going to get that one. You tend not to.
I'm not sure which shot he's appealing.
I think he's appealing the Scott Arnold pickup. in the front right that we commented on.
Yeah, it looked good. You can see in the replay. Yeah, that's definitely good.
And they'll take the point there, 5-all.
I think this is the chance for Stout and Arnold to press forward, to avoid the unforced errors, and let the other team.
Yeah, let them control it a bit. Oh, I think he hit that one just up. Sometimes that'll happen when you turn around, lose your bearings a bit. You just put it high.
Yeah, happens to you a lot too.
Yeah, you know, I'm still learning how to hit it back in. That's why I'm on the right side. That's why I got you. You just take everything down the middle and then put it in the tin.
I think the match is.
We're the floor, as you know, the past couple times we played these guys. Good pickup.
Great shot by cheer. This match is approaching north of 2 hours here. Really entertaining, high quality squash.
There we go. That's the one that we've been talking about. His win rate on that shot is like just through the roof.
Yeah, and I think Blahnik is also very confidence-driven. He hits two
Yeah.
in the hip like this.
Totally agree.
You'll see few more rolling afterwards.
James and Scott need to do something to
Slow
stop
it
the
down.
voiding here,
Yep.
or else it's gonna get out of hand.
James with the old goggles wipe.
Yeah, he probably needs to tie his shoelace too. He's saving that for the next point.
What a shot.
That's a great shot. We haven't seen too many of those tonight, but we know he has it, you know, in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Very capable player, Gallus.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
What a shot by James.
Coming right down to the wire.
It's a great hold by James. Showing the cross-court drive.
Oh man, that's pretty.
intensity that these players are playing with in the 5th game is unbelievable.
Woof. I think he's going to put that one out of his brain pretty quickly. Just forget about that and reset.
Yeah.
James covering that play. Interesting. That'll be alright. Stating the obvious, this is a pretty big point here. Oh, James, that was lazy. Move your feet, buddy.
Yeah, it's the one that happening at this stage.
He's gonna yell at me tomorrow. Who was that commentator? Never giving you another lesson again.
Saying it's out. Seeing the replay.
I don't think we can see it from this angle, unfortunately.
It looks fine to me.
I couldn't tell. I think that other call would be a lead too, but so what happened?
I think Susie called it a leg.
Come on, boys. Ooh.
Tough one. Definitely a tough one.
Eileen let there.
You do not want to be reffing this point.
No. Yeah. He had some space, you know. It's a tricky one, but I think that's right. Do you think, you know, I think if it gets to 14-10, it's a bit of a tough one, but if it's 11-13, are Scott and Stout going to, do you think they try and reset here, huddle up, have a think about what they're going to do, or do you think they just keep going?
I think they just keep going. They try and stay in the point. Don't go, honestly, just
Yeah,
play very
I mean, they know the
conservatively.
strategy. Nothing's changing now. It's a gutsy ball there to put it in.
Only Views would hit that shot.
Hughes doesn't have that in the bag. There it is. Unbelievable. As we're wrapping up here, we'll give one more shout out. Big thank you to George Kellner and all the patrons that supported the event. Thank you guys so much, and to the staff of all the clubs, RT in particular. It's been phenomenally run throughout the entire weekend. Congratulations to Stout and Arnold for making it this far, and to Callis and Monic for a great event and another win under their belts.